June 14, 2020, Phoenix, Arizona. Police receive a 911 call from store employees reporting there's a drunk guy assaulting customers with a knife. His threats begin inside, but prior to police arrival, see, it takes police a while to get there, he moves outside to the parking lot and continues threatening people. As you watch this breakdown, I want you to think of this from your perspective. Learn from this officer's errors to better prepare you for the day that you may have to face an armed stranger in the grocery store parking lot. You, and perhaps you're accompanied by one or more members of your family, you're just trying to go to get some groceries. You don't know what you're walking into, but you're still walking into it. Hey guys, retired Lieutenant Todd Heaton here with Humilitas First. So this is a police training issue. I'm going to share with you what competent officers do, and they often do it without even thinking about it, kind of like breathing. Understanding this will help you
drop the knife.
No!
Keep yourself and your family safer. First contact. When a switched on kind of police officer gets out with a person that's supposed to be armed, really we do it anytime we get out with a suspicious person, they line that person up so that their foreground and their background are clear because they don't know that person. Just in case, the person has a knife or a gun and they have to shoot them. There's an innocent person seated in this truck. I'm going to call him a known innocent. Now, we might not be able to tell whether anybody seated in this van parked next to him, so I'm going to call that an unknown. It's common sense to go with mitigating against collateral damage for what we can see, the knowns. We see an innocent person in the truck, right? So all she has to do here to, quote, line them up so that her foreground and background's clear is to sidestep or just strafe to her left to improve her angle. Why? Well, so that this doesn't happen. See how the bad guy just walked right into that gap? And now, if she misses, or if somehow there's a pass through, our innocent is located directly behind her.
Drop the knife.
No!
Put it on the ground.
If you've been to a concealed carry course, then you've heard about this rule. It's the fourth firearm safety rule. Know your foreground, know your background. Those who have the experiential knowledge are going to be able to show you this is what that means. Line them up. Often it's just take a step or two or three left or right, and your foreground and your background are clear.
Put it on the ground. Put it on the ground.
My face! Get your f***ing face out of here!
He's threatening people. I need another unit now.
In the same way, the innocent people that we saw at the beginning, they can't really rely upon the police to get there in time. They may have to solve their violent problem themselves. In that same way, she's not going to be able to rely upon another officer getting there in time. She's going to have to solve this violent problem herself.
Get out of my face!
Put the knife down.
Shut your
No. Put the knife down.
Shut up!
Put the knife down.
Shut
Put
up!
the knife down.
Shut up!
Put the knife.
This is a bad guy, an unjust criminal aggressor, a wolf. He's already too close, and he's advancing in direct alignment with this female police officer while armed with a knife in his hand. Do you see these two innocent people on the left of your screen? We're going to see these two innocent people placed unnecessarily at risk of becoming collateral damage should she have a pass through or a miss, or should this guy suddenly lunge at her and the panic shooting begins. If you're a regular consumer of law enforcement video breakdowns, then you know panic shooting is happening more frequently. Just YouTube search police mag dumps and you'll see plenty of them. For you, the armed citizen, take this as an example of what not to do.
Shut up!
Put the knife down.
See?
Shut up!
Put the knife down.
Shut up!
Put the knife
Shut
down.
up!
I'm so
Shut up!
serious. Put the knife down. Put the knife down.
Another police example that you do not want to imitate is the goofy loop. What's a goofy loop? Repeating the same thing over and over, hoping for a good result. Hope is a terrible plan.
Put the knife down.
Shut your
No. Put the knife down.
Shut up!
Put the knife down.
Shut
Put
up!
the knife down.
Shut up!
Put the knife
Shut
down.
up!
Put the knife down.
Shut up!
Put the knife down.
Shut up!
Put the knife
Shut
down.
up!
I'm so serious. Put the knife down. Put the knife down. ground. Put it on the ground. Sit.
Really?
Sit on the ground.
No.
Yes.
No, shoot me.
Yeah.
Shoot me. I'll
Put
kill
it on the
you.
ground.
I'll kill you, you stupid little.
She's stuck in that decision-making stage, not really wanting to go to the next stage, the action stage, where she shoots him.
He's following the knife.
Slice your throat.
I need
Oh,
another unit.
jeez.
Hey, put it on the ground.
What?
Put it on the ground.
What on the
Put
ground?
it, the knife.
What on the ground?
Put the knife on the
Oh,
Put the knife. Put the knife on the ground.
Shut up.
Put the knife on the ground.
Shut up.
Put the knife on the ground.
Shut up.
Put the knife on the ground.
And stops his imminent threat of great bodily harm or death to herself. There is a crisis of leadership in law enforcement. That crisis has led to a crisis of craftsmanship, which has to do with competency, which then ultimately leads to a crisis in formation. So then you get feckless police leadership talking about de-escalation training with an overemphasis on de-escalation. Rather, what's needed is talking about appropriate and timely escalation. Both. You need both. You can't have the positive without the negative. Humilitas First would call that good throttle control. This, by the way, is as good as any point to stop his imminent deadly force threat. He's already too close to her, advancing on her while holding a deadly weapon, a knife. Her foreground is clear, and arguably her background is clear. That big old truck engine, that's going to make a nice backdrop. Then you get bad leaders wringing their hands over whether police should be warriors or guardians. It's so sad. As the law-abiding innocent people of goodwill, they deserve so much better. Police are not guardians to a wolf like this. You can't save this guy from himself. He has free will. He's chosen to initiate and maintain an imminent threat of great bodily harm or death to a whole bunch of innocent people on this date. So somebody ought to be willing to stop his madness and end the unjust imminent deadly threat. Line him up, and when he begins advancing, stop him. This is another gross misunderstanding of priority of life. Innocents have priority of life. Next up is the protectors and their brothers in arms. They're number 2. Look how close he is to her. What is that, like 3 yards, 9 feet, 10 feet? Way too close. Third and lastly are the unjust criminal aggressors, the bad guys. They don't get priority of place over anybody. Do you want to know when a protector, legitimate authority, the police, or an armed citizen of goodwill, do you want to know when they act as a kind of guardian to the bad guy? At the point that the bad guy fully withdraws his imminent threat of great bodily harm or death. Or if he doesn't withdraw it and they have to drive him down into incapacitation, render him unable to fulfill his will through something like paralysis, unconsciousness, or death, it's at that point that a person of goodwill becomes a kind of guardian for the bad guy. Because when safe to do so, they get them emergency medical help rolling that way to try to save their life. That's the point. Not until then.